Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into something I think we all wrestle with. How do we find our purpose in life? We're going to explore two really fascinating paths to get there, one from the West and one from the East, and see how they can lead us to a life that just feels more meaningful. So this entire explainer is pulled from the amazing book Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. And it opens with this dedication. It's so simple, but man, does it hit home. It just perfectly captures that feeling we all get sometimes, right? That feeling of being a little lost, not sure which way to go. I mean, who hasn't? That sense of emptiness, that feeling that your life is missing a point. Well, it actually has a name. Psychologists call it existential frustration. It's that little voice in your head that says, is this it? Shouldn't there be something more? But here's the good news. That frustration isn't a bad thing. It can actually be the very beginning of a really incredible journey. Okay, let's jump into our first path. This one comes to us from the West, from a psychiatrist named Viktor Frankl. Now, Frankl was a survivor of the Auschwitz concentration camps, and what he saw there led him to create an entire school of psychology called Logotherapy, and it's all about one thing: finding your meaning. You know, logotherapy kind of flips traditional psychology on its head. While psychoanalysis might have you looking backward, digging into your past, logotherapy has you sitting up and looking forward. It's not so much about what's happened to you, but about consciously discovering the purpose that's waiting for you. The big idea here is that our main drive as humans isn't the search for pleasure, it's the search for meaning. And this quote from Nietzsche: this is the absolute heart of logotherapy. Frankl saw with his own eyes that the people who survived the camps were often the ones who had a reason to live, a child they needed to see again, a book they had to finish. The point is, if your why is big enough, you can get through almost anyhow. Your purpose becomes this incredible anchor, you know? It holds you steady no matter what life throws at you. Let's look at how this works in real life. Frankl had a patient, an American diplomat, who was just deeply unhappy. Instead of digging into his childhood, Frankl helped him see that the frustration was coming from his job. By helping him find a new purpose in a different career, the problem just dissolved. It was about his future, not his past. Or take this incredibly powerful case of a mother who felt her life was a total failure and was contemplating suicide. Frankl helped her shift her perspective to see the meaning that was already there, her incredible love and devotion for her children. Realizing that raising them was her purpose gave her the strength to live. And this last one, wow. A doctor was completely shattered after his wife passed away. Frankl asked him a simple question: what would have happened if you had died first? And the doctor realized his wife would have been the one suffering. In that instant, his grief was transformed. His suffering now had a purpose. It was the price he was willing to pay to have spared her that same awful pain. Okay, so now let's travel from the West all the way to the East and look at a totally different but just as powerful approach. This is called Morita therapy, and it comes from Japan. If logotherapy is about finding your why first, Morita therapy is all about finding it through doing. So where a lot of Western therapy is about trying to control our feelings, Morita therapy, which is rooted in Zen Buddhism, teaches us to just accept them. You don't try to stop feeling sad or anxious. You just notice the feeling, accept it's there, and then you do what you need to do anyway. The core idea is that you don't think your way into a new way of acting, you act your way into a new way of feeling. The whole process is actually pretty simple. First, accept your feelings. Don't fight them. Second, do what you should be doing, no matter how you feel. Think about a writer with writer's block. They don't wait to feel inspired. They just sit down and start writing. The inspiration comes from the action. And third, through those actions, you discover your life's purpose. Meaning isn't something you just find by thinking about it. It's something you build one action at a time. A key part of this is a practice called Niken meditation. It's a way of looking inward that totally flips your perspective. Instead of focusing on what other people are doing to you or what you're not getting, you ask yourself these 3 questions. It forces you to look at your own role, your own responsibilities. It's a really powerful way to ground yourself in what you can actually control, your own actions. So, on one hand, we have logotherapy, which starts with the mind, and on the other, we have Morita therapy, which starts with action. One from Vienna, one from Japan. So, what happens when we put them together? Well, it turns out they're both leading to the exact same place. They're just 2 different trails up the same mountain. And that mountain is finding your Ikigai, your reason for being, your existential fuel. Whether you figure out your why first, or you just start doing things and let your purpose emerge, the goal is the same: to find that mission that makes you excited to get out of bed in the morning. All right, now I want to turn this over to you. I want you to really think about this for a second. Which of these approaches just feels more you? Are you the kind of person who needs a clear plan, a mission statement before you can get started? That's the logotherapy path. Or are you someone who figures things out by just jumping in and doing stuff? That's the Morita therapy path. There's no right or wrong answer here, but just knowing your own style can be a huge first step. Now let's borrow a page from that mother's story. A lot of times, meaning is already right there in our lives, we just don't see it. So what's one thing, and it can be tiny, that you already do that gives you just a little flicker of purpose? Maybe it's making your partner coffee in the morning, taking care of your plants, or just getting really good at a video game. Acknowledge it. That's a clue. And for our last question, let's try the Morita approach. What is one small, physical action you could take today? I don't mean think about your passion. I mean a real action. Could you write one email? Sign up for that online course? Go for a 5-minute walk? What's one single step you could take that might create a new feeling and maybe, just maybe, lead you somewhere amazing? So what do you think? Ponder those questions for a bit, and I would absolutely love it if you shared your thoughts in the comments below. This whole journey to find our purpose is different for every single one of us, but it's something we can definitely explore together. Thanks so much for joining me today. If this gave you something to think about, please hit that like button and subscribe to Mish Minds for more explainers just like this one. And remember, the purpose of life isn't just about being happy. It's about being useful, being honorable, and making some kind of difference that you were here.